Hey beautiful people, welcome to my channel where I show you the ins and outs of game development. My game Neuro Crown is amping up more and more every day. This game really found its premise after we went through a worldwide lockdown. I started playing with scenarios involving patrol bots and, of course, like many dystopian stories, zombies. But I wanted to approach this a little differently than others. Imagine this, you're sneaking through a neon-lit cyberpunk city, dodging patrol bots and cybernetic zombies that can actually fight back. You hack a guard's key, sneak to the upper levels where you're not supposed to be, and bam, you're spotted. Guards are surrounding you, and you whip out your weapon of choice and obliterate them, all in the name to save the city. That's the kind of high-intensity immersive gameplay I'm building in Neuro Crown, and today I'm showing you exactly how I'm making it happen. From combat AI to a world that adapts to you, this update is big, so let's dive in and talk about it. We're talking about all things developmental such as smarter enemies, futuristic weapons, and the making of cyber zombies. We will go over big changes too, the game's flow, world design, and combat mechanics. So first up is all games' secret sauce, game flow. Have you ever played a game so good that time just disappears? Like, you blink and suddenly 3 hours have gone by? That's called flow, the perfect balance between challenge and fun. If a game's too easy, it's a snooze fest. Too difficult, rage and quit. And lately, I have really been concentrating on game flow. I have been working on fine-tuning enemy AI and level pacing to hit that sweet spot where players stay engaged and feel rewarded for their progress. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the story, it's all about failed brain chip operations, turning citizens into mindless and aggressive creatures. This outbreak caused a military lockdown, and your main character, Ethan, has to find a cure fast to save his brother from falling victim. This opens up our character to several difficulties, such as moving through to other levels of the city, which is segregated by social class, all the while a military lockdown is underway and citizens' brains continue to malfunction, with some even becoming zombified. Because of all of this, we really want to keep the flow and pacing of the game going smoothly. That's something I have been tinkering with quite a bit since my last update. Now that we've talked about the flow of the game, let's move on to discussing what helps players feel immersive. Let's talk world design. The game is set in Neon City, and I really wanted to make it feel like a living, breathing, futuristic dystopia. The city has 3 levels. Level 1, where the poor and unchipped citizens struggle to survive. Levels 2 and 3, home to the wealthy and the big and powerful corporations. And if you don't belong up top, you're in serious trouble, especially with the military lockdown in place. I'm going for that classic cyberpunk aesthetic, think neon pinks, blues, yellows, and purples lighting up the night sky. But let me tell you, baking lights in this game, absolute nightmare at first. My first attempt, 8 hours just to render a single scene, but after testing different optimizations, I got it down to 2 hours, which means more time actually making the game even more fun and immersive. Now, I'm still fine-tuning occlusion baking because sometimes objects disappear randomly, which is not great. But overall, performance has massively improved, and I feel like I can work through issues with just a little more research and time. And speaking of a little more research and time, I have been doing a lot of development with the enemy AI. Ultimately, all enemies in the game need to feel futuristic, which is why I'm toying with the ideas of adding built-in body weapons. I want to give the patrol guards a more futuristic feel. I'm considering things like weapons attached to their bodies. Think Transformers. Also, AI enemy gear that detect you instantly. No more hiding in plain sight, and zombies with reactive combat skills. If you shoot their legs, they'll crawl after you. I also want to add some insane weapon types too that really immerse you in that futuristic feel. Think energy blades that slice through enemies, EMP grenades that shut down patrol bots, and even augmented fists for brutal hand-to-hand combat. What weapon type would you love to see? Drop a comment. But here's where it gets even more fun. I have been developing ways that the player can choose how to navigate the world. Ultimately, the storyline remains the same, but the gameplay differs. You're still trying to save your brother, and you have to get to other levels to achieve that. Want to fight your way up, steal a guard's key, and storm the high-rise levels loudly? Or prefer stealth with ladders and hidden alleys that let you sneak through to avoid some enemies? This means every playthrough feels different. Whether you're a guns-blazing Avenger or a silent assassin, the world and AI enemies will adapt to you. This is something I have been working on quite a bit, adjusting the way enemies react. Right now, I'm working on a system where patrol guards adjust their tactics based on how you play. So if you go in loud, they'll call reinforcements. But if you sneak, they'll spread out and search for you, making stealth feel way more dynamic. I also want to give the patrols the ability to duck, crouch, and hide behind objects during battle. In fact, the cover system needs a lot of work. No good third-person shooter is complete without a solid cover system. Right now, it sucks. My character doesn't lean properly, the aiming behind cover is off, and the enemy AI doesn't use cover at all. But once I get this working, combat will feel way more strategic and intense. Speaking of enemies, let's talk about zombies now. I am in the process of developing the zombies to Neuro Crown, and we don't see these as your typical slow-walking undead. The zombies in Neuro Crown, as I said, they're former citizens who got cybernetic brain implants, until those implants failed, turning them into aggressive, mindless killing machines. But here's the twist, they're not just dumb walkers, these are the citizens who have been through failed brain chip surgeries. I am wanting them to be fast, have the ability to block, and actually run after you. Right now, I'm testing two different styles. Full-on decayed cyber zombies with glowing implants or normal-looking citizens, but they act completely feral. Which design do you like better? Let me know in the comments. Developing Neuro Crown has been insanely fun, and I want you to be part of the process. In the video, we talked about a few things I need your help with. What do you think of the zombie designs? Do you like the decaying zombie look or a feral normal-looking citizen? Got ideas for futuristic weapons? Let me know. Thanks for watching, hit the like button, and subscribe for more updates. I'll see you in the next Neuro Crown devlog. Stay awesome!